with news in your neighborhood. This is Fox 47 News at Noon.
Afternoon, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to Fox 47 News at Noon. I'm Michaela Temple. Before we break down your Wednesday headlines, let's check in on your afternoon forecast.
Good afternoon and happy Wednesday. We are taking a live look now over Fox 47 building where stray showers are moving through the area. Don't forget a light rain jacket as you're stepping out the front door, mainly because we could see a few stray showers throughout the day, otherwise becoming partly cloudy for the remainder of our late afternoon and evening, with a high temperature today of 81 degrees and winds from the northeast around 9 miles per hour. Tonight, temperatures will drop to about 61 degrees with partly cloudy skies. The humidity, unfortunately, is going to hang around for today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll see a daytime high temperature of 85 degrees. Partly cloudy skies, and the humidity is really going to be at its highest for Thursday. Taking a look at our future track, we'll see a few stray showers throughout the remainder of this afternoon and evening. Not everyone is going to be seeing rain, but it will be a chance throughout the remainder of our day. By Thursday, there will be a chance for a few rounds of stray showers yet again, though most of mid-Michigan will stay dry for your Thursday with a greater likelihood of rain late Friday, or rather late Thursday night and into Friday morning. This is a look by 7 a.m. where you could see a few stray showers lining up closer towards I-96 and then dipping down closer towards I-94 around 11:30 in the morning on Friday. Eventually, rain will move out for the remainder of the afternoon. Humidity will drop, and Friday evening will be a perfect opportunity to get outside. We're actually going to go from the muggy zone all the way to the fresh zone by Friday night, staying in that zone for this upcoming weekend. We'll talk more about your latest forecast coming up.
We all have places to be, and Michigan State Police wants to remind everyone that speed kills. This after a trooper stopped a man going 105 miles per hour on I-96 in Livingston County. The 20-year-old man was driving 35 miles over the speed limit. Police posted this speedometer reading on Twitter, reminding them to be careful for the safety of all drivers. The average gas price across the state has dropped significantly over the past week. It's the third straight week that prices have dropped. According to AAA Michigan, the average price for gas in the state is down 11 cents to an average of $4.94 a gallon. That's 8 cents more than this time last month. Data from the Energy Information Administration found that gas demand has dropped for 2 straight weeks. It's expected the trend of lower gas demand and increasing gas stocks will continue to see prices go lower. Right now, the most expensive gas averages are in Ann Arbor, Metro Detroit, and Marquette. The least expensive are in Benton Harbor, Grand Rapids, and Traverse City. While some of us are loving this hot weather, others might be missing colder, snowy nights. Your neighborhood reporter Asia Lawrence joins us now on how the Jackson community is making sure you get a taste of Christmas this July, all for a good cause.
Christmas may be 173 days away, but if you're in Jackson, one local nonprofit is already spreading Christmas cheer. The Jackson-based nonprofit People for the Parks is working with the city to expand the display of Christmas lights in Betsy Butterfield Park that the community has enjoyed so much last year to other parks across the city.
A lot of our neighbors said how much they enjoyed seeing the lights, how much holiday cheer it brought them, and just how it makes Jackson look like a welcoming community.
In order to do this, the People for the Parks created a Christmas in July fundraiser where community members can make donations that will go toward purchasing items like solar lights and power strips.
We like the sound of Christmas in July, and this is the time of year when we would be wanting to raise funds. So we thought it'd be good to, all throughout July, get out into the community, spread the word about how people can raise funds.
People for the Parks has a fundraising goal of $500. And if they meet or exceed that goal, there might be a jolly surprise for Jackson residents coming soon.
I called up to the North Pole and I talked to Santa Claus, and Santa tells me that if we raise more than $500, he will come down to Jackson and go down the water slide at the Nixon Park pool.
If you're like me and want to see Santa Claus slide down that water slide at Nixon Water Park, you can head over to the People for Parks website or our Fox 47 website for more information. For now, I'm your neighborhood reporter, Asia Lawrence, Fox 47 News.
Feeling lucky? Then this may be your sign to go out and buy a lottery ticket. The Michigan Lottery is celebrating 50 years with its first ever $50 instant game ticket, the $300 million Diamond Riches. It's the richest game ever, offering a chance to win more than $300 million in prizes, ranging from $50 to $6 million. The top prize is the largest prize ever offered on an instant game in the state. Tickets are available now across the state for $50.
For 50 years, Elderly Instruments has been spreading joy through music. And today, the Mid-Michigan community is coming together for an all-day celebration in their honor.
If you hear it, you feel it, the power of music.
We had that music in the hospital, and the doctors and nurses all said it made them more relaxed. So if it can do for them, can you imagine what it does for us? You know?
It brings people together.
What does music mean for me? Isn't that the heartbeat of all of it?
Today, on the 50th anniversary of their store, Elderly Instruments, president and co-owner Lillian Werbin says she couldn't be happier.
We're trying to celebrate as many facets of our music community as possible.
The Mid-Michigan community gathered for live music, dancing, and shopping as part of an all-day block party to celebrate their 5 decades in business. They even built a stage for performances right outside of their location at West Maple Street and North Washington Avenue in Lansing. Longtime customer Mark Manricky has been shopping at Elderly Instruments since it opened in 1972.
My wife and I got married in May of '72, and we lived 2 blocks from where the first store was. So we've been coming here since the very beginning.
He has some great memories.
People would just stop and break into jam sessions, and it's terrific, just terrific.
And other people here, like Sean Stein, are looking forward to making memories of their own.
I think I went here when I was littler, but it's the first time that I can remember.
Okay, and how do you like it?
It's really cool.
One thing everyone has in common, they hope the legacy continues.
Just keep it here another 50 years, hopefully.
Don't know a day without music, and I feel bad for anybody who does, honestly.
Lillian tells me she's looking forward to 50 more years of business. If you want to check out Elderly Instruments, they're open Monday through Saturday. Reporting for Fox 47 News in Lansing, I'm Hunter Gadwell.
Start your day with the latest forecast sent straight to your phone. Just download the Fox 47 News app and sign up for our push alerts. We'll send the forecast each morning so you can plan your day.
Current temperature and time. Sponsored by Cure Auto Insurance.
Behind me is the Hicks Mansion in St. John's, located here at 205 West State Street. The 5,400 square foot mansion was built in 1873 on 4 city lots and sits on 1.2 acres. Steve and Jenny Heath have owned this 7-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom house for 8 years, and now they're ready to sell. Let's go take a look inside. Built nearly 150 years ago by John Hicks for his new wife, as Jenny Heath told me, the house has plenty of history.
And some of the stories that are kind of cool are about them, like he wore a veil out in town, and there are no pictures of him, only of the family.
One of the coolest stories when we haven't been able to verify is that Teddy Roosevelt had lunch here with the owner back around the turn of the 1900s.
And we were told that the lady of the house took her maid to Europe and took a painting class, and that she painted
Then came
that
back
veil.
and painted the...
Yeah. And we think it was like a return duct.
The Heaths bought the Hicks Mansion in November 2014 for $220,000 as their empty nest project.
It's got history in the town. It's got moldings and architectural details that are just insanely cool.
The owners that sold it to us didn't want to see it chopped up in the apartments.
Yeah.
We didn't want, same thing, we saw it when we looked around, and the wow factor was incredible. We came in through the front door and just, you see the staircase and the woodwork.
During the past 8 years, they've invested about $100,000 into the house.
You try to, when you do things, make sure they have integrity for the house. Like, we did put in a gas fireplace insert.
We changed flooring, we did painting and things like that, but tried not to do anything too major that would change
The integrity.
Yeah.
They put the house up for sale in May for a few different reasons. It's listed for $339,900.
Quite a few reasons why. One, it's just the two of us. It's becoming a lot to take care of. Time to downsize and just, instead of when I get done with work having to work in the yard or work in the house or whatever, there are other things I'd like to do.
Though the home is still up for sale, Jenny said there is a pending offer, so we'll have to wait and see. Reporting from your neighborhood in St. John's, I'm Lauren Shields, Fox 47 News.
Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel is helping residents protect their personal information following the Supreme Court's ruling on Roe v. Wade. Nessel issues a consumer alert explaining how personal data is collected and what can be done to safeguard user information. In a statement, she said there are a lot of unknowns as we face a post-Roe era, but one thing that remains certain is that consumers can protect themselves and their private information. She then shared tips from the Federal Trade Commission on what Michiganders can do to protect their personal information, such as consider the information Health Apps intends to collect and how it plans to share it. Select apps with privacy agreements most desirable to the user. See if the app contains settings that allow control over what information is collected, and report suspected unsolicited data sharing to the FTC and issues a complaint with the AG's office. The DNR is alerting residents of an invasive plant disease found across the state. Beech leaf disease was found in St. Clair County on the east side of the state during the spring. The DNR says that the disease is connected to a microscopic worm, which is known to damage leaves on various beech species. It can result in death to the trees in under 10 years after symptoms first begin to show. There are around 37 million American beech trees across the state. Treatment is not available at this time.
Stay with us for continuing coverage on air and online at fox47news.com.
President Joe awards the Medal of Honor to 4 U.S. soldiers who served in the Vietnam War for, quote, acts of gallantry and intrepidity above and beyond the call of duty. The ceremony taking place at the White House on Tuesday, Biden calling their service to the United States inspiring and selfless.
We're upgrading the awards of 4 soldiers who performed acts of incredible heroism during the Vietnam conflict to respect the conspicuous gallantry and the intrepid ability of their service. I mean, it's just astounding when you hear what each of them have done. They went far above and beyond the call of duty. It's a phrase always used, but it takes on life when you see these men.
Staff Sergeant Edward N. Kenshiro received his award posthumously.
There is a path we are all asked to take. We're urged to vote every election, and we are legally required every 10 years to respond to the census and be counted. But just like not everyone votes, not everyone buys into a survey whose impact ripples through every community.
At the end of the day, we believe there were a lot of people who didn't get counted for a variety of reasons.
Dr. Laura Murillo is the president and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. In 2018, she wrote a warning that her community would likely be minimized in the upcoming 2020 census. That's exactly what happened.
Unfortunately, we have more people than there are dollars to support.
This year, the U.S. Census Bureau released results that found its own 2020 census had vastly undercounted various minority populations. Asian Americans and white Americans were overcounted, but Native Americans were undercounted by 1%, Black Americans by more than 3%, and Hispanic and Latino Americans by 5%, 3 times as high as a decade before. That'd be a big deal even if the census just helped us better understand our country, but it's also how power and dollars get determined.
Billions of dollars in terms of infrastructure projects, childcare, housing. It just magnifies.
The census decides how many representatives each state gets in the U.S. House. It also decides federal funding. The research group Child Trends estimated 37 states flat out missed out on money related to children, like Medicaid and the CHIP program. Colorado lost 48 million, Arizona nearly 70 million, and Florida 138 million. At the top, Texas, losing $338 million.
The truth is that there are many needs, and more people are visiting our food banks. They go to community centers, and they go to nonprofits.
The census didn't just miscount by race, it miscounted by states. 8 states like Hawaii, Rhode Island, and Utah were overcounted. 6 states like Florida, Tennessee, and Arkansas were significantly undercounted. This didn't happen in censuses past. Murillo says in her community, it's about trust and concerns for a while that their citizenship would be questioned.
In one home, you might have someone who was born here, children who were born here, a grandmother who was here undocumented. The concern by some was if we complete this, it might jeopardize the status of our grandmother or our aunt or someone in the family.
The next census, the next chance to go down that path, is 8 years away. For those on the ground, that's just enough time to convince as many people as possible that there's power in being counted. In Houston, I'm Matt Pearl.
Travelers this summer should probably be prepared to carry their own luggage and go easy on housekeeping. That's because a large majority, 97% in fact, of U.S. hotels say they are understaffed. That's according to a service from the American Hotel and Lodging Association. And about half of 500 hotels polled last month said they are severely understaffed. The group says it is trying to fill 130,000 vacant positions nationwide. They say they're hoping to entice future employees with higher wages, more benefits, and flexible hours. A fisherman hauling a crab pot back onto a boat gets a startling surprise. Nick Johnson capturing this amazing video of a giant Pacific octopus attached to a crab cage. It happened over the weekend in Yaquinwa Bay on the Oregon coast. The species lives in the coastal waters off Oregon, California, and Washington, but they are rarely seen so close to shore.
Stay with us for continuing coverage on air and online at fox47news.com.
Dog owners know how important it is to walk your furry friends. Well, this owner walked his faithful companion all the way around the world. Tom Tursich from New Jersey adopted Savannah in 2015, shortly after setting off to trot the globe following a friend's death. 7 years later, the pair completed the trek across 6 continents and 38 countries, making Tursich just the 10th person ever to record the feat, and Savannah the only dog ever to do it. Speaking of dog-related daring do, famous Frankfurter fanatic Joey Chestnut once again ruled the Nathan's Famous hot dog eating contest in New York, wolfing down more wieners than anyone else, 63 to be exact, to take down the hot dog crown. But not before taking down an uninvited party crasher. During the contest, a Darth Vader masked protester burst onto stage, bumping into Chestnut, who responded with a brief chokehold before resuming choking down dogs. It all happened very fast and clearly didn't rattle the champ, but in Chestnut's defense, if it really had been Darth Vader, he would have choked first and asked questions later too. And finally, here's a weird story I don't have a place for. An antique vampire slaying kit has sold at auction in the UK for almost $16,000. The 19th century box containing crucifixes, holy water, a wooden stake, and more once belonged to a British aristocrat with a place in the House of Lords. The curious curio went for 6 times its estimated price. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
That is all the time we have for Fox 47 News at noon. We'll have more news you won't want to miss at 5:30.